It's already been a week since Monster Wilds was released, and yeah, so far I've been really enjoying it. Though I do have some complaints. I think those of you who've played it probably feel the same way. In this video I just want to share my impressions while playing through the low rank main story in Monster Wilds. Just to be clear, this is from my personal perspective. Someone who usually plays at a slow pace but was quote-unquote forced to finish the story quickly. For context, I pre-ordered the game back in September. A few days before the release date, I also preloaded Wilds on Steam, so I could jump right in as soon as it launched. But on release day, I only had about an hour to play, and I couldn't play again until 2 days later on Sunday. As of the time this video is being made, Tuesday 4th of March, I've logged 20 hours of gameplay, and in that time, I've already finished the main story. Honestly, that's way too fast compared to previous games. I thought it would take around 30 to 40 hours because I usually play at a relaxed pace. Even within those 20 hours, I tried to take my time exploring every corner of the map that I could access. Pick up every item I can, find and unlock all the campsites, go fishing, searching for secret areas, cooking some meat, catching some endemic life, and chatting with NPCs. I tried to play at a chill pace, trying to enjoy everything I could. The problem was the optional quests. To be honest, I couldn't be bothered to complete low-rank optional quests. Not because they were hard, but because they weren't engaging. What I mean by engaging is that you get absolutely nothing out of completing them. Just straight farming, really. At least that's how it is in low rank. Normally, I'm the kind of player who completes every side quests. In World, I cleared every optional quest at each star. In Rise, I completed all village quests and gathering hub quests. Well, except maybe the 4, 5 and 6 starred master rank quests. I got burned out on Rise because I didn't enjoy the mechanics. And usually completing all these side quests is totally worth it. Sometimes they unlock new things. Food ingredients, mantles, tools, special materials. All of these are useful for the long run, so I'd rather complete them early on. Otherwise, I'll just put them off indefinitely and never get back to them. But in Wilds, that's not the case. If you complete optional quests, you get nothing. The quest just ends, and that's it. But this is just for low rank. I did play a bit in high rank, and by the time this video comes out, I might be much further into high rank. The system is different there. There's a new mechanic involved. Maybe I'll talk about it once I finish high rank. Because honestly, I still don't fully understand it yet. And yeah, those empty optional quests are one of the reasons why I just jump straight into the main stories. Which kinda make me feel rushed, cause I usually don't operate that way. But there's just nothing much you can gain by doing the optional quest anyway, so there's that. This might be one of the effects of Wild's new seamless quest system. If you don't know, in Wilds you don't have to pick up quests beforehand. If you attack a Shatacabra during an expedition, it automatically becomes a quest. If you defeat it and then continues to go after a Doshaguma, that turns into a separate quest on its own. The reward system feels much more generous in Wilds. I personally love it since I already enjoy fighting every monster I see. If the game gives me this freedom, I'm not seeing any reason to not take advantage of it. Aside from the optional quests, something else that bothered me was the exploration. How do I put this? There's just too little to actually explore, especially in the first 2 maps. Like, Why does the first map start with 70 to 80% of it already revealed? On top of that, all the items on the map are marked and visible from the start. Gathering spots, slinger ammo, natural traps, you don't have to discover them manually. In Oil Well Basin and later maps, it's a bit better since you can explore more if you want to. But even if you just follow the story, the map still opens up as you progress, which mostly involves sitting in the secret while talking along the way. Honestly, this kills the exploration element of the game for me. I don't understand why the devs did this. It's normal in a game with a map this big, several maps to be exact, to not know anything about the map at first. You're supposed to explore to uncover it. But here, you start with all the info from the beginning. It just doesn't make sense to me. The most frustrating part is that it gives me no reason to explore for long. Like I said earlier, I only explore to unlock camps and find secret spots. But hey, at least the beautiful scenery makes up for it. Even though I'm annoyed, there's still something to enjoy. Another thing that stood out to me is how the item box is more dynamic now. You can access it directly from your secret, our mount, for those who don't know. Unfortunately, this made me forget to take supply items more often than not. I'm just not used to it yet. Normally, at the start of a quest, we run to the item box to collect quest supplies, sometimes even racing teammates to grab stuff in multiplayer. Now, we have to hop on our mount and press D-pad left to take the supplies. Honestly, it's kind of a shame that they removed the iconic blue item box. But at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. The functionality is still the same, and the whole point is to keep players hunting without needing to return to base camp as often. Especially since Alma follows you everywhere and provides you with supply items as needed. As for combat, I love it. At least for Hammer, since I haven't tried any other weapons yet. The attacks feels heavy, and I really like the flow of the combos. But I still need to adjust since directional input have had a significant change. But overall, I'm really happy with it. Feels way better than using Hammer in Rise. My only real complaints are the radial menu and the fact that we're forced to carry 2 weapons with us. You have to bring 2 weapons, and you can't remove one from your equipment even if you wanted to. For someone like me who only uses one weapon and never switches mid-hunt, this feature is completely useless. My plan was to just carry one weapon, but since that's not allowed, I just equipped a second hammer and left it there. I'm never going to switch anyway, so it actually doesn't really bother me. What does bother me is when you don't hit that subscribe button. Over 98% of you who watched my videos are not subscribed. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe, or else I will tell Chatacabra to lick your ass. Well, some of you might actually like it. Anyway, what does bother me is the radial menu. I hate that there's no option to disable it. It's frustrating. I've spent thousands of hours playing without the radial menu. It's thousands of hours worth of muscle memory. And now I am forced to forget it. Thankfully, I can leave the radial menu empty, so I don't really have to use it. But that means I can't move the camera while holding L1 anymore, which is a bit annoying during fights, but I can still manage. Still talking about the gameplay, but now let's discuss about the monsters. Lately, people have been saying that the monsters are too easy to fight, but personally I don't think so. These monsters aren't easy, but they're not hard either. They're just okay. Their movements are solid, their attacks are varied. It's just that they die way too fast. Feels like they have barely any health. I don't know if they actually have less health this time or what. Or maybe it's because our weapons have received so many adjustments. New moves, wounding mechanics, and all that. That definitely affects the hunt speed. Speaking of weapons, skills are now divided into two types: armor skills and weapon skills. Some skills are exclusive to weapons, mostly offensive ones, while armor skills are a whole different pool. In my experience so far, there are weapons that are really strong, with great damage and good decoration slots, but they come with skills I don't like, so I just don't use them. Of course, this is just a matter of personal preference, but for me, some skills completely mess up my gameplay rhythm. Take focus, for example. That's one skill I actively avoid, so I simply won't use weapons that come with it. Maybe in the end game, there'll be a way to tweak skills more freely. We'll just have to wait and see. Despite all my complaints, I really think that this game is absolutely amazing. The world feels alive, super immersive, the gameplay is fun, and the maps are stunning. If you really look at it, all the features are designed so that you can keep hunting non-stop without having to go back to base camp. Basically, they want players to stay out in the field as much as possible. That's why I find it weird that the exploration aspect is so underdeveloped. It could have been a major strength, you know what I'm saying? Even with the things I've criticized, I still am fully enjoying this game. I'll admit, I'm definitely biased when it comes to this game. I'm a certified Capcom bootlicker when it comes to Monster Hunter. Comment based if you agree. If you don't, I hope you enjoy being wrong. Also, don't forget to smash and grind the subscribe button. By the way, I'm doing some live stream on my second channel, this one. But I did it in Indonesian, my mother tongue, so yeah, watch it if you want. I go live without a fixed schedule anyway, only when I feel like it. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, remember to stay away from poaching and hunt within regulations. Peace.